Hey, Tequila peeps. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Sorry I wasn't present last week. We had a little bit of family emergency. And, and of course, you know, I do love all you guys, but family does take priority. I had to take care of some things with my family. So I apologize for that, but I'm back now. And I'm sorry I don't have anything prepared for this week yet. But I just finally got to the point where I can do live streams. So because of family issues. So I'm sorry I'm not drinking any tequila tonight. But I hope you guys are and enjoying yourselves. So let's talk a little bit about those aging groups. I want to hear how they're coming along. If anybody's pulled the staves and drank them and tried them or whatever, and what's happening. So ¿Dónde está el tequila? I don't know. Where is the tequila? What are you drinking tonight, JCS? I'd love to hear what you're drinking. I will be doing a review of the Luna Nueva line. That should be happening, I hope, this week. I'm still trying to recuperate from dealing with the family stuff. So it was all of a sudden, you know, something just popped up, and then I had to run and take care of it because I'm really close to my family. I love my family, and I wanted to make sure that everything was taken care of and everything's good. And so now things have settled down, and we're back and ready to go. So I'll have some more content stuff. It won't be this week. I'm not going to do a live stream on Friday. And it's because I volunteered to help with the girls national hockey finals. So if anybody wants to watch some good junior hockey, feel free to head on it down to Anaheim or to Irvine this week. Let me do this real quick because I will actually, for some games, be doing the arena announcing. So I'll be helping out with that. That's good. So you can actually see me there in Irvine at the Great Park Ice. For those of you in Southern California, my daughter's team's playing too. So I'll be the arena announcer for her games. So you can actually see the Tequila Hombre down there in Irvine at Great Park Ice. So, and it should be some good hockey. It's the Nationals, so they have top-ranked junior hockey teams from across the country there trying to win a national championship. So I'll be helping out with that. And since I do have a degree in radio and television broadcasting, they asked if I would do the arena announcing, and I have done that. I did that in college when I was doing my studies. I did announcing for the sports teams and stuff up at Chico State when I was there, and also at Fullerton College here in Southern California. So I'll be doing that for them. I'm currently working on perfecting the number 3 toast for the experimental wood. I think you would like it a lot better this next try. Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely would like to try it. If you could too, can you make it round so it fits in the bottles better? I think that's one of the issues I had is the experimental wood is still stuck in a bottle. It's out in the garage because I couldn't get it out. So hopefully you can give it to me in a round shape so I could easily fit it in the bottle. Hola, Mark. It's been a while. Family comes first. Do your thing. Sending peace. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Johnny. Yeah, family does come first. I apologize, though. You guys are still important to me, but, you know, I love my wife, and there was something with an issue with her, and I needed to make sure that she was taken care of. So, she takes priority, unfortunately. So, understood, Hombre. Got to take care. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you guys understand. I really do. It means a lot to me. So, Al Martinez, bienvenido. Welcome. Glad you can make it. It's already cut, and the machines that round wood require wood like 5 to 3 feet long. Oh wow. Okay. So I guess it's not round. It may have to go to be used directly by a distiller. Okay. Well, you're not going to find any distillers for tequila that are going to use it because they can't. They cannot. It is not a legal option for them. So otherwise, they've been using adjuncts from other companies forever, but they don't. They have to use barrels, so it won't be used for tequila. Maybe whiskey distillers can use them. I don't know. I think whiskey even still has to be in a barrel too. But it'd be good for people at home to use. I mean, hey, thanks, Frankish. Glad your family's thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I really do. Family is really important to me. You'll see I'm always with my wife or my daughter. I love them very much. They're my life, and I always make sure that they're in good shape. So, hey, Joe. Hola. Bienvenido. Welcome. Glad you can make it today. Sorry I wasn't available for you guys last week. I would have loved to rather done live streams than deal with what I was dealing with, but life happens, and so I just had to take care of it. So I apologize that I missed you guys, but I'm going to get back on track on getting stuff done now that things are kind of taken care of, and we're good moving forward right now. So, well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. We appreciate the thoughts and prayers, and everything's good now. We just have some things we need to do to get things squared away, and so it's going to take a little work, but we're all committed to it, making sure that everybody's healthy and happy. So, but appreciate the thoughts and prayers from you guys. I really do. All right, so how are the aging projects coming along, you guys? Thank you, Joe. Yes, I definitely got to take care of my family first. I agree with that 100%. So you guys, how are the aging projects coming along? Let me know whether anybody's pulled their staves out and what they think so far, whether they've done tastings. Let's talk about the aging projects now. Kind of move on from the family stuff, because otherwise I'm gonna start being sad, and I don't want to be sad. I've been sad enough for the last couple weeks, so or last week. So let's talk about those aging projects. Let's talk about what's happening with them, what you're doing, and if you've tasted them. I'd love to hear how things are progressing. I love mine. I've been drinking them. The 5 that I've done, they're really good. I'm sorry for those of you that won the samples. I haven't been able to get those out yet, but my wife normally does the shipping for them. So, but now that we're back and things are good, I'll get those samples out. The 2 winners that got the De Matachinas, those went out, so you guys should be getting those if you haven't already gotten them. But the aging samples haven't gone out yet, but I apologize for that. I will get them out to you guys. I need to pour the samples and get them to my wife and have her send them out for me now that she's back to normal pretty much. So let me hear what's going on with your aging projects. I'd like to hear what's going on. I need to plan my next ones now too, so I got to think about what I want to do. I think I'm definitely going to do a Diablito Rojo clone. I do have some staves aging some Cabernet Sauvignon right now, and then we're just going to pull those staves out, put them in a plastic bag, and save them to drop into Blanco to do a kind of a pseudo Diablito clone. Should be really good. I'm looking forward to that. I also just dropped some staves in. I got 2 Cabernet Sauvignons going, and I just got a Chardonnay just moved over to secondary. And I'm going to show you guys, I did a video so far of the grapes that I'm doing for the Cab Franc. They're still fermenting right now, but I did some video to show you guys kind of what's involved. And then when we do the crushing, the grapes, I'll do a video on that too. And then we'll put it together and show you guys what it's like doing a wine with frozen grapes, which should be pretty cool. So I've been really having fun playing with the frozen grapes thing. About 3 times a day, I have to go in with a pusher downer and push down the caps to push the grapes down into the must and keep them so they don't dry out. And so that's kind of an interesting, kind of cool thing I do every day too. I check it, and it's still fermenting though. I have it fermenting at about 66 degrees, which is kind of a colder ferment, but it'll give a really better flavor profile. And that's kind of the things too with tequila. For those of you that wonder about temperatures and stuff, when they ferment at a cooler temperature, it produces a better flavor profile, and you get more of the agave flavor notes present in it. So a lot of distilleries now are doing major batches right now while the temperature's cold, and that way they get the really beautiful flavors that they're looking for, because the yeast isn't working super hard like it would in a warmer temperature. So that's same kind of things going on with the wine. And that's one thing I really like about how they're how wine and tequila and stuff are very similar with their production techniques. So, hi everyone, Chris Baraldi, bienvenido, welcome. Hope things are good there in Massachusetts. Just coming up on the first week of the new projects: French Oak Tapatio Blanco and American Oak Ocho Blanco. Nice. All right, cool. Sounds good. Can't go wrong with Tapatio or Ocho, either of them. So, my Tesoro that was aged with the white oak for a month has now been nice since it had time to settle. Oh, good. You let it kind of sit and rest a little bit after you pulled the stave out. That's good. I started a bottle of Tapatio Blanco a week ago, and the American Oak stave, I pre-soaked it in Johnny Walker. Okay, cool. Do you use a little Johnny Walker scotch? So you use blue or red or Johnny Walker blue? Is that what it is? Red? Or black or red, right? Is it black or red? I forgot. But another way to do a Diablito clone would be to age the French oak for 4 weeks, then remove it, let it dry, and soak it in red wine for 2 to 3 days. Then age it again. No, I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather use just like in the barrel, use the stave that was actually aged the Cabernet Sauvignon, and then drop that in after I do a French oak, a new French oak in it for a few weeks. So that's what I'm doing. I'd rather do that than take one that's been used for aging and have to dry it out and then drop it in a red wine, and then that's just it doesn't. I don't. But yours will probably be even better since it's actually aged in the exactly. Does the yeast heats the most though? It will cause the temperature increase, because that's one of the things that it does produce during fermentation is heat. It produces heat. It produces carbon dioxide and alcohol, ethanol. So, but if they have it in a stainless steel tank, or even the ceramic tanks and stuff, that'll keep it cool with the ambient temperature on the outside of it. So, like right now, my my wine's been hovering right around 66 degrees, pretty normally. For a little bit, the switch got hit on it and it turned off, but it dropped down to 60, which is fine. The yeast actually works well starting at 59 degrees, so it wouldn't hurt it. But it's been pretty much staying around 66 degrees, which is a great temperature for fermenting tequila and wine both. And it all depends, too, on the strain of yeast that they're using. But I just pulled my stave out of the Fortaleza Blanco. It's been in there since 225. First, the stave sat in a bottle of double barrel whiskey. It has a great oaky taste to it and very, very smooth. Okay, good. You guys need to find better words to use than smooth, because smooth for me makes my skin crawl. When you say smooth, it's hard, and I'm sorry if this sounds like kind of like a thing, but when somebody says, "Oh, it's really smooth," for me it means okay, it's not lumpy. And most tequila is not lumpy, So try to find a better descriptor to say rather than smooth, because smooth doesn't really tell you much. So you say it doesn't have any burn. It's so it drinks real easy. It's got a beautiful flavor profile. It's got a rich, creamy mouthfeel. Try to find other descriptors than smooth, because smooth is like the worst descriptor ever. And they even say the same thing for like whiskeys. They're like, smooth is like the worst descriptor ever. So try to find something else that kind of really paints a picture and tells a story and lets people know what to expect. So like there's no heat to it when you drink it. It's and it's got a nice creamy mouth feel to it, an oily mouth feel, beautiful flavor profile. That tells you a lot more than saying smooth. Does that make sense, Chris? G4 Project tastes friggin' awesome. Really smooth oaky vanilla taste with a little caramel in the finish. Oh, nice. Glad you like it. Good. I think there's a roughly 60-second delay between when we post comments and when you get them. The delay could be elsewhere, but there's a delay. I know. It's done for a reason, so we can screen. And then, they sit here on the screen until I click on them and post them. So it doesn't automatically get posted to the screen. So don't worry about the delay. I started El Luchador High Prof with an unseasoned FO number 3, French Oak number 3. It's crazy how dark it got within a couple of days. My other projects took much longer to take on the color with the seasoned staves. Okay. El Luchador High Proof with an unseasoned stave. It's crazy how dark it got within a couple of days. My other projects took much longer to take on the color with. Okay, all right. But the fact too that it's a high proof, the Luchador is 110 proof. That makes a difference too. So, and if you only season the stave for overnight, it's not going to make that big of a difference. So, it got rid of the strong peppery taste, no heartburn. Okay, there you go. That tells me a lot more. Yeah, the heartburn's not from. It's from compounds and stuff in it. So it's like I get indigestion and stuff from some like wines and stuff like that when there's like more methanol in it, and it's got other additives and stuff. When it's not more traditional, more pure tequilas, I'll get heartburn from it as well. And even some over oak stuff, the tannins will sometimes give me heartburn. So that's where that comes from. So you just want to make sure that if you're sensitive to that type of thing, you look for ones that have less of the tannins in them, and it shouldn't cause you any problems like that. So and these staves have tannins in them, but they're not as bad, I find, as like some of the stuff that comes from the barrel. And it could be too the fact that they're not using the best wood for some of these barrels. They're they're not as good quality wood. So that's why you'll find the staves produce a lot better flavor profile than using some of the barrels, because you're dealing with a lot more of the oils and compounds in the wood, since it's new wood, and the fact too that it's a better quality wood. So it's not going to have as much harsh tannins and harsh elements and stuff in it. It's been kind of mellowed out by the seasonings and stuff. So yeah, and by volatile organics, etc. Yeah. So I'm glad these are working out and people are enjoying the results from their aging projects. That's great. I really enjoy mine. I enjoy them a lot, and I actually prefer my aging projects over the stuff that comes from the distillery. So, what is that? Among lots of other things, the open air seasoning process makes the tannin softer and rounder. There you go. Hey, Hombre, one of our local stores got some Carrera Blanco in, but it's low CTB 029. Would you store it? No. I wouldn't. It's not. That's the previous. That's earlier stuff. So I would not go with the CTB 029. They must have been older stuff in a warehouse somewhere that they got from that. You don't want that. You want the CTP-045. The tannin levels have been shown to be the same. They just taste much better. Okay. Yeah, the Carreras are different. You want CTB-045 to get the good stuff. Not that the old tequila was bad. It's just not nearly as good as the new stuff. So, excuse me while I drink some water. The new stuff is a lot better. You guys don't forget to click the thumbs up. Give me a like for the information I'm sharing for me spending time with you guys. I do appreciate the likes. That also helps. So don't forget to click the thumbs up for me. Appreciate it. All right, some other things we can talk about. I do have a review for Luna Nueva coming up, so that I'm going to try to get it done this week. I need to get it done for them. I was just about ready to do it when I got the call that my wife was going to the hospital, so I apologized. I wasn't able to get it done. I had to message him because I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to do it. And I was like, oh, sorry, I can't do it now. I have to run to the hospital. So, yeah, they've always been additive free. They've never used additives. I don't know why do people get so caught up on the additive free stuff? If you're dealing with the distilleries that don't use additives, don't worry about it. They're always additive free. They never use additives. They never like additives. They're the Camarenas. So yeah, they never used additives. That's one thing too that's been coming up a lot where I actually got a message from a producer and they're like, the comment from the producer was, I hate TMM's additive free thing. And the reason why is because people think if it's not on their additive free list, then it has to have additives. And, you know, the only way that they're going to drink it is if it's on their additive free list. And that's complete and total. So that's a marketing ploy. That's a marketing gimmick. It's a marketing thing. That's what they do. You have to pay to be on that list. And then otherwise you have to open up your books and let Grover go through all of your books and stuff. It's like, why would you want to do that? I wouldn't want to do that. The best way to tell if something has additives is to try it, to taste it, or to see what other people say about it, you know, kind of, and go from there. Or you can even ask me. I can tell you if they use additives or if it's additive free. I might even do an additive free list that's free for anybody to be on. Just send me a sample. I'll do a tasting and review of it. And if it's tastes like it's got additives in it, you don't make the list. If it tastes like it doesn't have additives in it, then you're on the list. And that's basically all that Grover and the TMM thing does. It's basically all just he goes through their books and he sees if they haven't bought any additives or anything on any invoices. There's no lab testing done of any samples at all. Because there's no way really to test to say, hey, it's definitely additive free. Instead, you know, he puts people through this thing where they go through their books, they look at what they purchased to see if they bought additives. But hey, if I hire a consultant and say, hey, I want you to be my additive guy, I can keep it off the books. All you'll see is a payment to a consultant, but you won't see that the consultant is the one that's putting additives in the tequila. So even stuff on the additive free list, there's no guarantee that it's additive free. So don't get caught up on the additive free stuff. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off on a thing, but you know, you want to know if it's got additives, taste it. If it tastes overly sweet from the beginning, where there's no complexity to it, all you taste is like caramel and vanilla, and it's like in your face, where that's all you taste, there's no other nuances stuff to it, chances are it's using additives. But a lot of places now are moving away from additives anyways, because people are generally moving away from additives. So I wouldn't worry so much about it anymore. And if I think it's got additives when I do a review, I'll let you know, like I normally do. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking about a tequila brand if they are an additive if they use additives. Like you don't hear me talking about Clase Azul or Cava de Oro or any of those other brands because they have additives, and I don't endorse additive brands. So I needed to get that off my chest because I had a producer like message me, and they're like, this additive free list thing's just a bunch of hooey, and they're like, you should do a list that's free, and then just tell everybody that this is the list of stuff that you confirm additive free, because my confirmation of being additive free is just as good as anybody else's. Just like hey, if Ray Elizondo wanted to say do an additive free list and confirm his stuff's additive free, it would be just as good as anybody else's list. So that's kind of like what I wanted to say. Does that hopefully that makes sense. Sorry if I went off. I just new projects with Cardenas and number 3 French Oak G4s almost go nice. Cool, good. You could also redo your favorites so far involving seasonings. Do one where you season first, and a second one where you age first and then season and then age a little more. Total aging time would be the same. Okay. I've got a trial set up where someone can test wood with knots in it versus no knots. Okay, cool. Ombre, yeah, I was thinking of doing an ombre additive free list and just put it up on a website so you guys can just go and look at all the tequilas that I recommend that I know don't use additives. Does Coralejo tequila have additives? No, I don't taste additive. I taste diffuser stuff. They're buying their tequila from somebody else. It's awful. Coralejo's awful now. Hombre's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's additive. And yeah, there you go. That might be something I do. If everybody else wants to see something like that, I may just do it. But what I'll do is I haven't developed the Tequila Hombre website yet. I might just do it on the Tequila Hombre website. Just got it. I didn't know that the older Carrera wasn't that good as the newer. No, the CTB 045 was one that I worked with them on. So that was originally developed for the Tequila Hombre edition of Carrera. We really they wanted to make the brand better, so I worked with them on it. And we came up with the Tequila Hombre edition, which is going to be the 54%. But then they said to me, they go, hey, Hombre, we really like that 54%. Do you mind if we dilute it down and make the 40% Blanco for the U.S. out of it? And I said, no, go ahead, because we still have plenty. So they took some of our batch and diluted it down to make the 40% U.S. version, and they made the 30% Mexico version. And they did a couple of batches of that. We had a big batch that was made for us, so there's still plenty, but that's the flavor profile I work with them on. So, and if you haven't tried it yet, it is amazing. It's one of the best Blancos I've ever had. It's period. When you try cooked agave at the distillery, it tastes just like it. It's like so good. About how many times can you use your stave? What I recommend doing, excuse me, allergies are flaring up because we had so much rain. Everything's in bloom and going crazy here. What I recommend doing is using it twice, maybe at the most, for aging, and then keeping it and using it again to soak in something, and then for seasoning, and then use it to add flavoring and stuff to something. So like if you want to do a Diablito Rojo, then take a stave that you use twice, keep it, and then drop it into a Cabernet Sauvignon and let it soak in there for a few days. Soak up all that goodness and stuff into the stave, and then drop that in after you pull out your new stave, and let that impart some flavoring into it. That's what I would do. These are all used up staves that I have here that I'll drop in whiskey or something, and then drop them into the drop them into a bottle after I'm done using the new wood to age first. So I might take an new American oak stave, drop it into a Blanco and have it go for 4 weeks. And then if I want to make it taste more like, say, G4 and I want to use Dickel, I'll take one of the staves that are all aged up and I'll drop this in a plastic bag and then have it soak up as much Dickel as I can and then drop that into the Blanco after I pull the American oak one out and then have it impart the Dickel flavor into it. So you can use them for that too. But I would only use them max twice for imparting the wood flavor in the tequila. After that, because otherwise you're going to be missing a lot of the beautiful wood notes and stuff that you get from the new wood, because they'll mostly be gone. So, hey Brian, hola from Dayton. Everyone is well now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and hope you're well, and hope everyone in Dayton's well. You guys have been having some storms and stuff yourself out there, so hopefully everyone's staying safe and good. You're welcome, Kenny. You're welcome. So I'd only use them twice max for aging stuff. So, but it's going to take longer the second time because some of that, depending on how long you used it to age, some of the really good flavor compounds that you're looking for are going to be gone. So you may have to use it for a longer period of time. All right, so I'm going to do some more projects. So I got to think of what I want to do. I love the way all 5 of the projects that I worked on came out. So I need to drink them though, but I haven't been drinking any alcohol because I've been too busy tending to my family. But I do have samples going out to those two that want them, so get those out. All right, so any other questions on the aging stuff? You guys have asked some good questions so far. And he does have that cherry oak, and I think I don't know if he still has the peach oak on there, but there's peach wood. There's peach wood and there's cherry wood on the website too. Those might be fun to experiment with. I know the peach. I tried something with the peach, and it was very soft. Didn't really impart much flavor into it for the time that I had it in there. So I wasn't a huge fan of the peach. But if it's something you want to experiment with and let something go a long time, you could. The cherry went for a year before it got like half the same flavor notes that the American oak got in 4 weeks. So I just prefer using the American oak over the cherry. Chris has told me before that he thinks the cherry is the best in using in bourbon or whiskey. So that's probably the case. I didn't like it too much with tequila. It was good, but it just took like a year to get to where an American oak stave can get in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. What stave do you recommend I use with Tapatio 110? Either American or French oak. Those are both great, depending on what kind of flavor profile you want. I am particular for the French oak. I like the French oak and the flavor it produces, but I use American oak too, and those are really good. So they would be great. So you just get on. We're talking about the people's aging projects right now, Emilio. So we're waiting for people to tell us what they're doing on their aging projects. Do you have a favorite out of your projects? Yeah, I think that so far the 2 ones that I like the most are the sherry soaked French American oak, sherry soaked American oak, and the French oak port are the 2 ones that I like the most so far. They turned out great. Better than I could have imagined. They're just phenomenal. I love them. So that's that was good. So maybe another winter. Nah, I'm not a huge fan of the winter blend stuff. I haven't been a big fan of it. I'd rather do something with some exotic or cool seasonings. Like I'm looking forward to the Cabernet Sauvignon one that I'm going to do with the staves that are soaking in the Cabernet Sauvignons that I'm aging myself. So I think that one's going to be really good. So and those staves have been sitting in those carboys of Cabernet Sauvignon for several weeks now. So they're going to get all that good grapey goodness in them, and then I'm just going to keep them wet by locking them in a Ziploc bag so they don't dry out. And so it'll have some really nice Cabernet Sauvignon flavors in them. So I'm looking forward to that. I have Chardonnay ones too, so I think Chardonnay is going to be an interesting one to play with too. I know somebody else did one with the Chardonnay. I forgot who it was that was aging one with Chardonnay, and I think someone's doing a Riesling too. So if you're doing the Riesling, how's that coming along so far? That would be kind of interesting. I'd love to hear about that. Maybe there you go. Ray and I are talking about the same thing. Champagne I wouldn't do just because it's carbonated. I would do like a Riesling or a Chardonnay, or you can start with those cabs as soon as they're done, then finish with the new one. Yeah, I could. But I'm going to save them, and then I'm going to do a new one first, and then drop that one in. There's this cherry stave is going to be my next project with the Fortaleza again. I'm going to try the French oak with El Tesoro as well. Probably going to get 2 French oak and 2 cherry oak. There you go. Get your orders in. I'll have 4 Cabernet Sauvignon staves, because I have 2 batches of Cabernet Sauvignon with the staves in them that are aging those wines. So, and then I'll have a Cab Franc once my Cab Franc is done fermenting, and we do the grape press on it. Then I'll have a Cab Franc staves too, because I'm going to drop some staves in that. So that one would be another good one to drop into a tequila bottle and do as well. So was it once you're more advanced, you can try self-charring just the tip of the stave. French oak will flake it if you char it through. Yeah, you'll have pieces of French oak floating in your stuff. We did that once on one. I didn't like that. So it need to be filled. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to run it through a filter. Now, I don't think beer would be interesting. The only time I tried one with tequila with beer was Fortaleza, and it wasn't good. I didn't like it. Too much bitter notes and stuff from the hops and stuff. It's not. I don't want hops in my tequila, so I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. But if you think it's interesting, try it and let me know what you think. I personally would stay away from it. I've been a big beer guy too, but I wouldn't want beer in my tequila. I just wouldn't. It's not. Do you like France oak more or American oak more? And does it being toasted do anything? Yeah, I like French oak probably more than American oak, but I do like them both. And yeah, the whole reason why you toast it is so you draw more of the oils and stuff out of the wood. So you get some of those beautiful flavors, and it also caramelizes some of the sugars in the wood as well. So yeah, you want it toasted or charred, but I'm not a fan of charred, because for me it turns the wood into charcoal, and then you end up carbon filtering your tequila when you age it in that. So that's kind of what bourbon does and whiskeys do when they char the barrels, is it actually cools down and makes the distillate more drinkable. Because you ever tried white white bourbon before it goes into the barrels, it's very harsh. And so the charcoal filtering inside of the barrel kind of calms it down. And then you'll get a little bit of the barrel notes and stuff come from the barrel aging. I personally would rather have it toasted where there's none of that charcoal filtering going on. Instead, get more of the beautiful oils and stuff from the wood and the flavor compounds from the wood to produce the flavor profiles that I really enjoy. Does that make sense? How do you do the charring, and what additional flavor notes does it add? It won't add any more flavor notes, but it will charcoal filter your tequila if that's what you want. I don't recommend doing the charring thing. So any brands that you use to love that went to crap? Yeah, a few. Yeah. Let me see, get through all these. I personally used to fire tool and stick just the tip of in a fire, then drop it in the water and put it out. But you can also use a food torch, just the tip though. No more than 1/8 of the stave. Yeah, I wouldn't get involved in that stuff, because you're looking for trouble if you char it too much, and why risk it? But non-charring is usually my favorite. The Tequila Hombre also prefers it. Yeah, I just get the toasted. Don't deal with the charring, because then you're introducing an element of trouble if you do that, and you're gonna go like, oh crap. You don't want to ruin a bottle of tequila. Definitely don't try it until you're yeah. I wouldn't get involved with the charring thing. What about soaking a stave in fresh squeezed juice from a fruit? Then you risk a bacterial infection. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But doing it in alcohol, you're okay. But I wouldn't do it in a fruit juice. Too many other things can happen. So, what has been your personal favorite form? All the aging experiments you've done so far. Personal favorite form. All the aging experiments. I just answered that, right? So far, I like the sherry and the I'm drawing a blank right now. Port wine. Sorry. There's toasted. Yeah, all your staves you're buying are toasted. They're number 3 toasts. That's what number 3 means. It means it's a number 3. It's a medium toast. What tequila should I use for my first aging project? It depends on what tequila you have. If you have any Blanco you can use. There's not certain ones that you should use. You can use any Blanco. Just whatever ones you have you can use. Just drop a stave in it. That's what I do. I got a bunch of different Blancos that I use to age. I have this El Velo one that I use that's cheap. Yeah, where is it? Here. Yeah. I get these for like $20 a liter on Ferment and Still, $20-something. And it's crap. It's not good Blanco by itself. But you drop a new French oak stave in this and let it go for 4 to 6 weeks, and it turns out really good. The Blanco itself has got a swampy flavor to it before aging. After you age it, it actually turns out really good. What tequila should you use? Yeah, number 3 is a toast. It's a medium toast. Oh, not form. I mean, meant to say from all your personal aging experiments, which project did you enjoy? Yeah, like I said, the sherry or the port are my 2 favorites. Sipping Cinco Leguas after French oak number 3 for just 2 weeks. Very tasty. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. And by the way, who was it? Where is he? Don Corley is also from Ohio. So I'm going to connect two guys here. What is his name? Where is he? Brian Kayat and Don Corley. Both of you guys are from Ohio. I think Don is closer to Sandusky. But hey, if you two wanted to get together and hang out and share tequila and stuff, two Ohioans, you guys can do that. I'll connect you guys. You should mess each other or whatever. Off topic, I tried a Valley Tequila, San Valles Blanco, and really enjoyed it. Nice. Typically, if you like tequila, you like both. I mean, typically. San Valles is made by Cascoine, so it's not gonna be horrible. It's gonna be good. But there's some Valley tequilas that you may like and some you don't like. It's all, yeah, Sandusky. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought you were closer to Cedar Point. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a drive, but if you guys ever wanted to get together, because Brian's in Dayton, so it's a little bit of a couple-hour drive. But if you guys ever wanted to get together, we got two Ohioans here. I like connecting people, so hey, you never know. Could develop a friendship where it's like, hey, this weekend, I don't know, come down, I'll bring some stuff I got, and you guys can share and whatever. Or do agent projects together, Since you're, fighting the same battle with the Ohio state-run liquor. Or, get together, have some tequila, and then go to Cedar Point. Ride some roller coasters. Yeah, but, who was it? Emilio? Excuse me. I like the one I did with port, wine, and sherry. Those have been my two favorites so far. I've done some with some other liquors before. I did some with Angel's Envy, which turned out really good too. But I need to get another bottle of Angel's Envy because I used it all up. But I find that when I season with Angel's Envy, I get some really great results from it. So if you have any Angel's Envy and want to try it, use that as a seasoning. It turns out really good. I really enjoy it. So. What is that? If anyone here lives in Boston, Massachusetts, hit me up. We'll drink some fun tequilas on Charles Street. There you go. all the Mass people. It would be wicked awesome if you would come and drink tequila with Chris. Wicked awesome. What kind of port was it? Ruby or Tawny port? Roller coaster after lots of tequila. Yeah, that'd be fun. You never know. Yeah, it was a tawny port, and the sherry was a Pedro Jimenez. So Angel's Envy. No, I just did the regular Angel's Envy. Regular standard Angel's Envy. So yeah, Wicked Pissa. That's I like the guy, what's his name, Paul, that runs the Wicked Pissa out of Worcester, Mass. For Wicked Tuna. If any of you guys watch that, I love Wicked Tuna. I watch Wicked Tuna and Wicked Tuna Out of Banks with Paul from the Wicked Pissa. He's from Worcester, Mass. I love my wicked tuna. Especially Dave. Dave from what's his boat? He's got 2 different boats now, but it was oh, I can't remember the name of his boat right now. he's the old guy with the fishes with his daughter and his son. Let's see if I can remember his boat's name. French Alsec dessert wine is a German equivalent. Might be really good. Yeah, there you go. That might be nice. Let me see. Dave Marciano. What's the name of his boat? Let me see. It's Hod Merchandise. That's what it is. It's the Hod Merchandise. All right. Enough about wicked tuna. Outer Banks and wicked tuna. French Alsec sounds great. Dessert wine. Sure, try any wine. I mean, you can even try, using Mad Dog or Thunderbird. Any new aging experiments you have? Hopefully, yeah. I need to think about what I want to do, though. I'm definitely going to do a Diablito Rojo clone, because I've got 2 Cabernet Sauvignons that are aging right now with Beyond Barrel aging staves. I'm aging the wine with them, so all that oak goodness and stuff's going into the wine, but then all the wine's going into the stave, so it should have plenty of flavor notes and stuff from the wine in them. So I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc bag and keep them wet, and then I'll drop them into a Blanco and do a tequila aging project with that. So that's what one of the things I have coming up. Also, Cab Franc that I'm going to age with the staves. I'm going to do that. I have a Chardonnay that I'll probably do too. And then I want to get another bottle of Angel's Envy, and as long as they're not ridiculously priced. And I'll probably do something using Angel's Envy, because I've always liked the way the Angel's Envy worked when I soaked a stave in Angel's Envy and then dropped it into a Blanco or whatever. So this is the way. This is the way to age Blancos, and this is the way too to create some amazing añejos and extra añejos. And people are like, how can you call it añejo? I can call it whatever I want. Seriously. But it's the same thing as aging in a barrel, just happens a lot faster, and it produces a better flavor profile. So I find the best aged tequilas that I have been drinking are the ones that I do myself. And these staves produce the amazing flavor profile. So if you haven't gone to BB Aging and bought some to try, before you start telling me you can't do it and it doesn't taste as good, try it first. And then after you try it, you think that, then okay, great, let's have a conversation about it. But so far, I've never had anybody that has tried the aging staves come back and say it wasn't one of the best añejos or reposados or extra añejos that they've ever tasted. I've never had anybody come back to me and tell me that. So, and don't worry about the producers, being angry about it. They love the fact that you're buying their Blancos, so keep doing it. And you can make some great ones with great Blancos. You don't have to buy cheap Blancos to age. You can buy good Blancos. You can buy G4. You can use Fortaleza. We're all using it. You can use Carrera. I've used the Carrera Blanco. You can use Viva Mexico. There's a bunch of really good Blancos you can use with these aging staves to age your own favorite añejos and stuff. And it's a lot less expensive
than trying to buy añejos and extra añejos right now with the ridiculous prices they have because of how scarce and limited supply they are. So, random fact: Angel's Envy uses real wood fire to char their barrels versus a chemical flame. Oh, there you go. Okay. Sorry to go off topic. Question about Art Nom 1146. Was that rested in a Cab Franc barrel? Yeah, I believe it's a blend of different barrels, and Cab Franc is one of them. It wasn't, the whole thing wasn't rested in a Cab Franc, but they had some that were rested in Cab Franc, some that were rested in sherry, and some that were rested in, I think, I'm going to say Scotch too. And then they blended them all together to make the Art Nom 1146. That's one thing that that 1146 is really good at, is blending stuff from liquor barrels and stuff. That's why when you looked at Tears of Llorona, it was sherry, it was Scotch, and it was brandy. And there's not very much agave left in it because all you really taste is a lot of the different liquors and stuff. But it's good. It's just you don't get agave, and I really like agave in it. But that's what really the Fonseca's Enrique Fonseca is really good at, is doing the blending things. So I use whatever Blanco the individual likes to drink normally and see how it works. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That is perfect. Just find a Blanco that you have. If you have something you don't like, even toss a stave in it. I have a bunch of different Blancos, and so I'll just, and sometimes I'll just put an order in for some Blancos and just to use for aging. So I Googled the Art Nom 1146 and had more information than Tequila Matchmaker had available as far as how they aged. Yeah, good. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of TMM, so I mean, I find some of their stuff to be, some of the information to be wrong. So it's a good resource, but it's a marketing tool. That's what it is. That's how Grover makes money off of it. It's marketing. So I understand what he's doing, and I appreciate it, but I don't use it. Too many people get caught up on it being a Bible, and if TMM says this, then it has to be right. But they've been wrong on things like deep well water for things that doesn't have deep well water in it. There's some misinformation in there, and you just have to take it for what it is and not think that it's, because it's in there, it has to be right. He's just working with very limited resources he has, and putting together something that he uses as a marketing tool. And so that whole additive free thing is the way he makes money. That's the way he generates revenue, so he can live. And it's, when you sign up for the additive free, you get to you get marketing for your brand as well. So let me see, where was it? What do you suggest to use to age Terralta High Proof Blanco? It depends on what you like. If you like more of the sweeter wood notes like French oak, if you like Raysol and San Matias Gran Reserva more than others, then I would go French oak. If you like, more Fortaleza and flavor notes and stuff from stuff that uses American oak, I'd use American oak. It all depends on what your personal preference is. So, and if you want to mix both. You can go crazy. You can experiment and try until you find something that you really, really like. You like more what the community says? I don't follow anything that the community says, because most of the people on the community don't know what the heck they're saying. So, and the panel is the same thing. The panel is just a bunch of friends of Grovers, and they're not experts or anything like that. I don't pay any attention to the panel or the community unless there's somebody on there that has done a review that I know and respect. Then I'll follow what they say.
But other than that, I don't go by what any of those ratings say, because it's like, oh, who's this guy that is rated this on the panel, and he's just a waiter that has done 50 reviews and submitted to be on the panel and made it, and it means nothing. They're not like experts or anything like that. They just, in order to be a panelist, if you want to be on the panel, you have to have 50, a minimum of 50 reviews, and then you just submit to be on the panel, and if Grover likes you and likes what you've done, then he'll put you on the panel type of thing. There's no, like, you have to be an expert or anything, or have to have any knowledge about tequila, none of that stuff. You just have to submit and have at least 50, I think it's 50 reviews. So... Raysol, yes, Raysol.
Oh yeah, baby, Raysol. It makes me want to sing. Oh
yeah. Yeah, try everything and drink what you like. Exactly. Stuff that's too sweet, let it go. And if you think it's too expensive and don't want to drink, don't want to buy it, don't buy it. My YouTube channel is a great resource. I don't get paid by anybody to do anything. I don't accept payment. I don't charge for anything. I just give honest, fair reviews. So use my thing as a resource if you want. It's not a marketing tool for me. It's just more of just sharing my passion and love for things, and then letting people know about the brands that don't have the huge marketing budgets that some of the other ones that are out there do. Oh, and by the way, too, if you hear a lot of people talking about a particular brand all the time, there's a reason for that. Keep that in mind, too. It's not because it's really, really good and everybody wants to talk about it, especially when it comes to like influencers on Instagram and stuff. They're being compensated, so understand that and don't get caught up in the hype. That was a public service announcement from the good people at the Tequila Hombre. Yeah, there you go. Chris says, exactly, California. I try to decide what I want to keep drinking. Yep. The panel for Tequila Matchmaker gave Double Blind. Yeah, there you go. An 80. When I was looking for something to buy, I was so disappointed when I tried it because it was additive garbage. Yeah, exactly. See, it's just anybody can be on the panel. They're not experts. They don't know what's going on. So I don't put any weight towards anything. I just look to see. It's like, Johnny Soto's on here, and I like what he likes to say about things, and so I'll look and see his review and go, okay, yeah, well, Johnny says this is good, so maybe I should try it, But other than that, it used to be really good when it first came out, but it's gone downhill. There's a ton of wannabe tequilas experts all over. So yeah, there's lots and lots of them. And some of the stuff that they say, it's like, oh my God, really? Where did you come up with that? But it's not my point. It's not my place to put them in their place. I just kind of laugh and say, okay, well, that is what it is. What is it? You talk about, yeah, but I don't talk about, you're not a brand of tequila. Come on. You're different. These are tools. I talk about Carrera a lot too, but because it's great. It's fantastic. But you don't see 4 other influencers talking about Carrera and how great it is, right? But there's some brands out there you can see 4 or 5 different people talking about the same brand, and how great it is, and doing videos on it at one point, and you're like, well, what's going on with this? Everyone's talking about how great this brand is. It's because, you know, they're forking out the cash. So far, the only one I bought that I didn't care for, that everyone likes, is Tears of Verona Extra Neo. It was good, but it tastes more like, yeah, exactly. You get more of the liquor notes and stuff from it, but it's not. I don't get much agave from it, so, but it is good. Now, every single product that the Tequila Hombre recommends is amazing to great. I've never been disappointed, and when I try what you recommend, thank you. Oh, nice. Thank you. I appreciate it, Emilio. Yeah, I don't get paid for this. You know, it's funny because I do get messages from brands where they're like, hey, we'd love for you to do a review of our tequila, or like I have a Raicilla coming. We'd love to hear what you think about a Raicilla or a Mezcal. How much do you charge? And I send them a note going back, and I go, look, I don't charge anything. It just costs you I require, in order to do a review, this is how it works. I require a 750 milliliter bottle, a production bottle of whatever your tequila is, and however many expressions you want me to review. And the reason why I do that, I don't take sample bottles, is because they could send you a sample bottle of Fortaleza, for all you know, that's in the bottle. Instead, I want something that's sealed, like it coming out of the distillery with, you know, it's going to represent whatever tequila that they actually make in it, and not something where they could have poured whatever they wanted in the bottle. So I say you require a 750 milliliter bottle of whatever expressions you want. Send them to me. I'll do the review. If it's good, not only will I recommend it to my viewers and stuff, but we'll also get it for fermented still and stock it there so people that want it can buy it. And that helps the brand out. It helps them get their product in people's hands around the country. It also gets the word out about the brand as well, so people can know that there's another amazing brand out there, or if it's bad, there's another bad brand and not to buy it. And I have done, you guys have seen the reviews of some of the ones that I have reviewed that I didn't like, and I've had some that when I didn't like them, they sent me the bottles, they were upset, and I did deal with them for 4 or 5 days of them harassing me through DMs saying, let me walk you through a tasting of it or whatever. And it's like, look, you can try to walk me through a tasting however many times you want. There's nothing that's going to make this taste good. I'm sorry. So, and I had to tell Matt point blank, look, you're getting him an honest opinion. I told you I was going to give you an honest opinion. I don't like it. It's not good. There's something off about it. So, sipping on some Viva Mexico Repo and had some Aguila Real this past weekend. It just got me thinking, are there any extra añejos out of 1414? Yeah, there is. Where is it? I'll show you. I'll do a review of it, but hold on. Where is it? Where are you? Hello. Hello. Where are you? It's over here. Let's see. Where is it? It's up there. No, it's not up there. Let me see. Ah. There you go. See that? That is an extra new. There's only 50 bottles of it made. And it's 3 years. It's from March 13th, 2017 to October 4th of 2020. So it's over 3 years age. I'll do a review of that so you guys can know about it. But yeah, there you go. I feel bad for people because they listen to the influencers and they buy all the crap tequila. Yeah, and hype it up. Yep, that's it. That happens a lot. Yeah. People too, they'll refer to me sometimes as an influencer, but I'm not an influencer. I'm an educator. I don't influence people to buy things. When you're an influencer, you're getting paid to influence people into trying things that they may not normally would have tried, where instead I just educate you and give you the information you need to make a valid decision. And it's up to you to make the decision. I don't care whether you buy it or not. I'm just giving you the information. Where they want you to buy it because that's how they make their money. People will not buy their services unless they're selling. People are buying what they're selling. So, and there's some influencers that have worked with some brands and done some buys, and then nothing was sold, and so then they have to pay the price of that. So we're still working on getting Carrera Blanco in, but they may only have their older batch on hand. Distributor that has it is very small distributor, and they're probably sitting on an old. Yeah, probably could be. Because you give your honest opinion, you're a hero. Thank you, I appreciate that, and everyone can appreciate it, and you're a person to go to. Well, thank you, I appreciate that, Emilio. Thank you for the kind words. You're jealous. Oh, there you go. You want the extra añejo. Tequila flex. Yeah, there you go. Flexing my tequila muscles. Look at all your girly, man, with all your girly tequilas. Well, I've got the big manly tequilas. Here to pump you up. What are your top picks for high proof? I tried Wild Common 100, Siembra Valles 49, Peralta 110, and Fortaleza Still Strength. What are other high proofs that are good to try? I would try the El Luchador 110. That one's really good. The Peralta 110. If you don't have Peralta, you do have Peralta. Peralta 110 is really good. The G408 proof is very good. I recommend that as well. Tapatio 110. You don't have that on your list. I definitely would recommend that one. And then the new Carrera 54, the 108 proof that's coming out. We'll have that mid-April, I believe, for the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective. So if you're not a member there, join so you can get it. Stuff is phenomenal. It's going to be the best high proof Blanco on the market. The 40 proof is already the best 40 proof on the market, so they can't go wrong. It's going to be amazing, and I'm gonna definitely buy a couple cases of it for myself. So definitely try those. Those are ones I recommend. Got to keep teasing me with the there you go. Viva Mexico is good. You helped me find out about G4 over Fortaleza. Then we got El Tesoro, which has become my new go-to blog. Yeah, you can't go wrong with El Tesoro. It's really good. I wish the influencers would move on to expensive tequila. There you go. Well, there's some of it that they do is expensive. Well, you haven't bought any of this stuff that they've recommended, have you? Poor guy. Hope you're not. Hope you don't get caught up in that. Cascaween 48's good. It's okay. I would rather, if you want something from Cascaween, I would go more with the Taona Blanco than I would the 48. But the 48's good. The Plata 48, it's good. I'm not a huge fan of Cascaween. I prefer a lot of other Blancos over it, but it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. Thumbs up, dude. Yep. Let me see, what are some other high proofs that are good? Yeah, El Luchador, the 110 is very good. You'll like that if you haven't tried it. I do El Luchador, what did I say? El Luchador 110, G4 108. The Toronto 110 is good, but you already had that on your list. Tapatio 110 is very good. And the new Carrera 108 proof. The new Carrera is going to be great. That's coming in April. Mid-April. You should see that in mid-April. Maybe one day Aubrey could do a list of the. Well, I would rather not rip on the worst ones. I'd rather put the energy towards the good ones than rip on the worst ones. Everyone knows what the worst ones are. I'm sure they've had them. And I don't want to offend those people that like the worst ones. I am doing a series on Instagram called Works of Art versus Bullshit. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check out Instagram. They're kind of funny, and they're very popular. So I need to do another episode in the series of the Works of Art versus Bullshit. But if you haven't checked those out, check those out. That's about the most I'm going to do as far as ripping on brands. But the brands that I rip on kind of deserve it. But on the YouTube channel and stuff where I'm actually talking, I don't want to get into that. I'd rather just focus the energy towards the good stuff and not put any energy towards the bad stuff. I hope that makes sense. Have you aged any mezcal with staves? No, because I'm the firm believer that mezcal shouldn't be aged. And that's because if you're using a wild agave, why would you want to cover up a flavor that it took anywhere from 18 to 25 years to produce with wood? I'm not a fan of it. I don't recommend it. Most mezcal aficionados wouldn't want to do it either. The ones that do it, they're using the espadín mostly, and it's garbage farmed agave, and it's typically not a good quality mezcal that does it. So, have you tried? Yeah, I have their. Where is it? Yeah, I have the PM Spirits High Proof. I'll do a review of it. I've got it here somewhere. It's mixed in my bottles down here on the floor, so I'll do a review of it. The mezcal gnomes will come. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to waste a good mezcal by aging it. You destroy a good mezcal. Mezcals are a whole different thing. It's a whole different rabbit hole. For those of you that know that have jumped down that rabbit hole, some exciting flavor notes and stuff. You don't want to cover it up with wood. That's like taking a really good. I'm trying to think of what a comparison would be. Like something really good that took years and years to develop, and then, or like it's like taking some of the finest steak in the world, some of the finest beef in the world that's cured and massaged in Japan and stuff, and then dousing it with ketchup. So I wouldn't do that. Any good bars? And no, Tommy's is the best. You can't get any better than Tommy's. Go to Tommy's. If you haven't been there yet, go and just try to drink your way through their bar. Even if you talk to Julio, if you go to Tommy's, if you're in San Francisco, talk to Julio. Tell him you're friends with the hombre. Julio and I are good friends, and ask him if he can try some stuff that, like some old Herradura or something, because he's got old bottles of stuff you can't get anymore that you can try. You can try some of the old stuff. He's got it. So ask him, and he'll hook you up. Like that random lady trying to repaint the ancient yeah, there you go. I've only had 3 mezcal so far. Not a fan of them, but I don't think I've found a good one. Well, it's just you're not drinking a good quality mezcal. That's all. Once you jump into the good mezcals, boom. I have even trying to find an ancestral tequila. Is Sombre Valla's ancestral tequila the only one available in the market? No, there's not. No. Tell you what the best ancestral tequila is. Right here. Now let's see. It's actually where is it? Well, the best ancestral tequila, I don't have it with me, isn't really a tequila. It's a mezcal, but it's close enough it should be a tequila, but it's not because it was produced in certified as a mezcal. But it's the La Luna Ancestral on Ferment and Still. It's tequila made with Tequila Weber Blue. That is the closest you can get. That's to an authentic ancestral tequila, and it blows the Siembra Valla's ancestral out of the water. It's amazing stuff, and it's high proof and absolutely unbelievable. Everyone that I have pointed to try it loved it. So if you really want to try what an ancestral tequila tasted like back in the day, that is the one to get. Buy the La Luna Ancestral on Ferment and Still. It's a TBAC. Just you can search TBAC on there because we bought the whole batch for the collective. So that's what you could do. I'd love to try the. I don't know if he's got the older Tesoros, El Tesoros or not. He might have some white labels. I don't know. You can ask him. If he does, he'll share them with you. You can try some. But I don't know if he has any of those that's still in. He may have some older stuff. He's got old El Tequilieños in there. He's got old Herraduras in there. He's got some older stuff. So you'd have to see if he still has any of the old El Tesoros. And you have to say El Tesoros because there's other Tesoro tequilas, and you may pull out one of the crappy Tesoros, but you want El Tesoro. You want El Tesoro. El Tesoro de Don Felipe is really the true exact name of it. So, all right, you guys, I've gone for an hour and 20 minutes now. I think that's good enough for today. So I'm not going to be on this Friday, but I will be on again a week from today. So we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great week. I love you. Keep loving tequila. And thank you again for all the well wishes for my family. And thank you for keeping us in your prayers. We appreciate it. And like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So keep following what I'm saying. Watch my reviews on the Tequila Hombre channel and make smart choices, and you'll be in great shape. Okay. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody, and salud. Bye.